aspiring call center agent. This is Nayumi Cee speaking. For today's topic, we'll talk about 42 actual interview questions plus tips and how to answer them. So why is it 42 questions? Because this is going to be the entire questions that was asked to me from pre-screening, actual phone interview to final interview. So for pre-screening, I was asked 8 questions. For the actual interview, I was asked 27 questions, and that call lasted for at least 26 minutes, and the final interview lasted for only 5 minutes, and I was asked 7 questions. So, by the way, if you are currently applying or you have plans to apply in VXI, that's why you click this video, you can send me a direct message at my Facebook page named Nayumi Cee. Kindly provide me your complete name along with your contact details, because I will be able to submit it with our recruitment team. So they'll contact you, they'll interview you, and once you pass it, then you can also work at VXI. Okay, so this will serve as your guide as well. Once you've been interviewed, because this might be asked to you as well. And also, even if you're not going to apply at VXI, you probably apply at Concentrix, Alorica, Saitel, and Accenture, and a whole lot more BPO companies. That's completely okay, because most of the questions asked in the BPO industry are like the same. It's almost the same. So you gotta have an ideas or tips on what are those possible questions that might be asked. So without further ado, let's begin. So I'll start with the questions that was given to me during our screening, wherein it lasted for 6 minutes. Okay, so I'll give you tips on how to nail this question, and also I'll just give you like the questions as you'll be aware, and then after this I'll create more videos or like parts of this video regarding the answers, and regarding the answers that I will ask, regarding the answers to these questions. I'm sorry. But yeah, first question is this your first time to apply in our company? And yes, since it was my first time to apply at VXI, I told them that yes, this is going to be my first time to apply here in VXI. So as you can see, I answered the question in a full, complete sentence. And make sure as well that you look for your grammar. And I'm sorry if my grammar is not perfect. I'm just a human being. So yes, you have to be as honest as possible. So if you applied at VXI already and you failed, that's completely okay. You just have to be honest, because they are able to track whether you apply already or not. Okay, I already have a referral who was interviewed twice, and she wasn't allowed to proceed because she already applied before. So just be honest, okay? The next question is, where are you currently residing? So basically, they'd like to know where you are located, where you are currently staying. So right now, in my case, I am just located like 10 minutes away from VXI. So it's just way it's not way too far, right? It's just a 10-minute ride. So if ever that you are a person living like outside Quezon City, or like outside Metro Manila, like you're in Cavite, Laguna, Pampanga, and such, we actually have different sites, and you can choose where you were located. Like we have sites in Quezon City, like Bridgetown. We also have one we have at MOA, in Pasay, and also in Makati. We also have site in Pampanga, which is in Clark, and in Davao as well, I believe. So you can select, right? And then just tell them where you are located, because they would like to know where you are located, so they can also adjust the time, the schedule that will be given to you. And of course, if ever that you are living too far from where VXI is located, you might tell your interviewer that you are very much willing to land a job despite the distance, because they might be a little bit hesitant regarding your location, because oh my gosh, this person will always be absent, will always be late because he is living way too far from VXI. But if you will give your interviewer an assurance that you will do the best best you can in order to land this job, and distance doesn't matter to you, and in fact you're willing to relocate, you're willing to reside here in Manila if needed, or something like that. Okay, so next question is, where are you currently residing? It's just the same. Sorry. Next is, do you have an experience with this job before? For how long? So most of our applicants are like newbies, and if you don't have an experience just yet, just please be honest and then complete sentence. Let's say I don't have an experience with this job before, but if you do, then just tell them. And if ever that you don't have BPO experience but you do have you do have an experience like in a corporate world or something like that, just tell them as well, because you having a work experience is something that they consider. That's actually an edge. Number 4, are you willing to work on site? So at that time when I was interviewed, like other accounts are like available for only working on site, but the truth is you still have the chance to work at home, just like what I'm doing right now. They're like giving you 3 to 5 months to stay on site, because you have to familiarize the tools first as well as the process, because it's a little bit difficult. So once you're familiar with it already and you have stable internet connection and a whole lot more, because that is the only thing that you need, then you will be eligible to work at home as well, just like what I'm doing. So if you are, if the place is way too far for you, and then working from home is an option, so that is something that you can consider. So right, especially during these times of pandemic, it's best if we are working from home rather than working at site, because it's safer to stay at home, right? So next is, are you amenable working in shifting schedules, holidays, or weekends? So you have to answer this one by one. When you say shifting schedule, meaning to say your schedule changes from time to time. Let's say for a whole month, you'll be given duties at 7 o'clock in the evening up until 4 a.m. So you're comfortable with that. And then after that, the shift changes from 12 a.m. to 9 a.m. So you should always say yes with that, because if not, you might not be accepted. And I believe most of the shifts in VXI are like night shift, like 7 a.m. until 9 o'clock in the evening, 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And then holidays, of course, during holidays, in private institutions or companies, sometimes there are like works. But you have to report to work during holidays like Christmas, Valentine's Day, New Year, and something like that. You have to say yes, because if not, then no, you might be rejected, because what BPO industry needs is someone who is flexible enough. And there's like benefits in working during holidays, because you get to have double pay. You experience that, like 30% more with your salary, 100% more, and a whole lot more, something like that. Or weekends, because in a public institution or in public setting, most of them are like working Mondays till Fridays, only 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So there's no work during Saturdays and Sundays. But here in VXI, your schedule really changes from time to time. Before, my day off was like Saturday and Sunday, but it changed to like Thursday and Friday. But but I'm good with that, because it doesn't change constantly. Like you'll get that schedule for like 3 months, so it won't change like week by week. So it's not that way. So you'll still be comfortable. Next is, do you have plans to work abroad, continue your studies, or went on vacation in the next 6 months? So you have to answer this one by one, and you have to understand the question being asked to you. So do you have plans to work abroad? Of course not. Don't tell them that you have plans to work abroad. Especially right now, we have travel restrictions, and we really can't travel abroad, so it's not possible. How about continuing your studies? If you are a student and you have plans to pursue your studies, it's best if you won't tell them that you have plans. Otherwise, they might not consider you. Okay? And then if ever that you got the job and you really have plans to work, to like to study, then that's the time that you tell your team leader that you would like to pursue your studies, and they will help you. Okay, then went on vacation in the next 6 months. If you, of course, you won't do this because yes, there are travel restrictions really, and you have to comply with minimum health standards and so on and so forth. So it's best if you will just work and not go on vacation. Okay, so you can proceed with the next question, which is question number 7. So 7 is, what is your highest educational attainment? Basically, the interviewer would like to know if you were a college graduate, college undergraduate, senior high school graduate, or high school graduate, the old curriculum. So just be honest, don't be shy. Please tell them with honesty, because as long as you can do the job, as long as they notice that you are capable in doing the job, then they will give you a chance, okay, to be part of the company. Number 8 is, are you comfortable with the job offer? So this is in terms of the salary. So I was given, I was quoted like 19,000 to 25,000 pesos here in VXI. So I don't know. Yes, that's actually even if you're a newbie or a tenured agent, they offer the same compensation. So that's something that I commend VXI, because some other companies, they offer like different salary type or salary grade depending on whether you already have experience or you don't. So with VXI, even if you have call center experience and you don't have call center experience, the salary is just the same, because hey, you will just do the same job. So right, something logical about it. So yes, yes, I just told them that I'm comfortable with the offer. So okay, let's proceed with the during actual job interview. By the way, this is going to be a very long video. I hope you will stick with me until the end, because this is very helpful, really. And if you really want to pass your job interview, then might as well stick around until the end. Stay with me, please. So the first question is, are you looking for a job right now? This is a pretty simple question that you can answer. And so yes, yes, I am currently looking for a job, and say this with enthusiasm, with excitement, and so they will feel that you really would like to land a job, isn't it? So number 2 is, do you have call center experience? For how long? So I believe that was asked already a while ago in the pre-screening. So mind you guys, some of the questions that will be asked in pre-screening might be asked to you during the actual phone interview as well as a final interview. So be mindful of those questions asked to you, and come up with a good answer. Okay, so I believe I already discussed this, so I won't explain. Number 3 is, how much would be your expected salary? So earlier I was quoted with their price range or with their salary range, but right now I am given the chance to pick, how much is my expected salary. So to be honest with you, that said interviewer gave me like 16,000 to 18,000 and told me like, are you comfortable with that? So I'm a little bit confused, because the interviewer that asked me during pre-screening, she's a girl, she's a woman, and she told me 19 to 25k, right? So I told them, but I said, okay, yes, I'm comfortable with that, because at the end of the day, they still offer me something higher than 16 to 18,000. So I'm grateful for it. And then basically they're just testing you. So number 4 is this your first time to apply here in our company? Just tell them if this is your first time, because if not, tell them as well that it's not your first time. And the reason why you went back applying at VXI is because you are very much willing to be part of the company. Or you can tell them that this is my dream company, this is my dream job. And so, they'll feel better about their company, and they might accept you for that. Number 5 is, how did you know that we are hiring? So basically they're asking you, how are you able to get to know the companies? Is it because you're watching this video? or probably because you saw an advertisement online, or you visited Indeed.com or Jobseek.com and you saw there that VXI is currently hiring. So just tell them where you'll find it and you're good. Number 6, are you amenable to work night shift and work on holidays and weekends? So you should always say yes to this question, even if your answer is really no. Because if you are applying in the BPO industry, you need to accept the fact that most of our clients are really living in the US, and we all know for a fact that we are like 12 hours ahead of them. So if today is like 10 o'clock in the morning, in America it's like 10 o'clock in the evening. So we have to work at night, so it's gonna be in the morning in the US. But some other companies, of course, they do offer 24/7 customer service, and they might have like morning shifts. But here in VXI, I'm always night shift. But that's good because you are given like 20% night differential, and it's not bad. How about work on holidays? So as I told you, as well as weekends, I told you already a while ago, so I won't elaborate this. Number 7 is, are you okay with rendering overtime and having split ups? Again, if you want to proceed with a final interview, you have to say yes with this question. So rendering overtime, sometimes it's mandatory, sometimes it's not. So you gotta choose. Now, if I were to be asked, then it's best for me to just render overtime. Most of the time it's just 30 minutes to 2 hours. But here in VXI, I haven't experienced overtime just yet. So how about split up? So when you say split up, it's like as I told you a while ago, it's like if today your day off is like Friday and Saturday, probably by next month your next day off would be Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Wednesday, and something like that. And you should always be comfortable with that, okay? So you have to be flexible, my dear. Number 8, are you willing to work on site? So yes, as I told you, this will be asked to you repeatedly. So your answers to this question should be always yes. I am willing to work on site with enthusiasm, with happy face. Number 9 is, can you start during or after MECQ? So as I am very much honest with you guys, and I promise you that I'll be giving you all of the questions that was asked to me. So here it is. So basically, when it was August when I applied at VXI, and we are under a modified enhanced community quarantine at that time. And so they asked me, can you start during or after MECQ? So I told them that I can start either during or after MECQ. So as for them to know that I am very much interested with the job, that I am flexible, that I am not maarte, something like that. So yes, but the truth is, my training started right after modified enhanced community quarantine. So they're basically trying to test your character, Number 10, do you have medical condition that we need to be aware of? So this is something that you have to be honest, especially if especially during this time wherein we are facing health crisis or health issues. So if ever that you've been through medical condition, you've been diagnosed with a certain medical condition, then just be honest with them. Tell them that okay, for example, you experienced that, but you are now doing well, you're now physically fit. And in fact, here in VXI, in any other companies, there are like medical procedures or medical, something like that. There is medical that you have to take, wherein you have to pass it first. You need to be fit to work in order to start working. So yeah. Number 11, are you currently employed? This is something that's kind of difficult to answer, especially if you are currently working and you at the same time is looking for a job. So say for example, you currently have a job. So please be honest and tell them, yes, I am currently working I've been with them for like 6 years. Say for example, it's just an example, but tell them, if ever that I'll be hired in this company, I will be more than willing to submit an immediate or irrevocable resignation letter so I can start working here. So give them at least an assurance that even if you are currently working with other employer, you are still willing to quit just to, just to be part of this company. So in my case, I don't have a job at that time, so I'm completely free and I can work with them at any time. 12 is, do you have pending application or applications with other companies? So this is something newbies get to be mistaken wherein they're very honest with the interview. Oh, yes, I do have lots of pending applications in other BPO companies like Alorica, Cytel, blah blah blah. Something like that, without them knowing that that is actually a red flag. So don't tell them that you have pending applications, because that is an indication that you are not very much sincere in getting the job at VXI, because you were still looking for other companies out there. So even if you have pending applications with other companies, just don't tell them that you do have pending applications. Okay, please be loyal. Okay, be loyal. Next is, tell me about your highest educational attainment. Just tell them the highest degree that you've got, and don't be shy with what you've come up with. That's completely okay. Don't be shy. Number 14, were you able to take the board exam? At that time, yes, my course is a board exam and I have to get licensed in order to practice my profession. Though I can still work even if without license. So I just tell them that I haven't been able to take the board exam just yet. And so if you were a person who is a college graduate and your course is a board exam as well, you can relate with me. And so that's how you tell them. But if you don't have, board exam, just disregard this question. Number 15 is, when do you plan to take the board exam? So I told them that I do have plans to take the board exam, but not at this point in time. So I gave them an assurance that that's not gonna be like 6 months from now, a year from now, a year or two from now. So I give them an assurance. So it's for them not to think that, okay, this person will just leave the company because she will be busy, she will be like studying, she will be enrolling in a review center for her, for her upcoming board exam. So I just gave them an assurance that it won't happen. Number 16, do you have your diploma or transcript of records? If they're asking you questions like this, you're thinking like, oh, probably I nailed the job already, or I got a job already, because they're asking you for requirements already. But the truth is, they want to make sure that your requirements are ready before you applied in a job. So if ever that you don't have your diploma or transcript of records just yet, just tell them that you do have, even if you don't just yet, because if they might look for it, or they might they will still give you like time frame or like 15 days to complete all of your requirements. Okay, so if ever, you can tell them, okay, I have my diploma or transcript of records with me. Okay, that's how simple it is. Number 17, do you have an NBI clearance ready? So I suggest, really, I advise most of the newbies that before you even apply for any job out there, please make sure that you already process your documents, all of your going documents, not just NBI, SSS, pag-ibig, and a whole lot more. So make sure to process it, because that would be an indication that you're ready to work at any time, right? So NBI clearance is very much important with VXI, and you will not be endorsed in the production floor without it. So make sure that you have it already with you before you even apply. Okay, next is, do you have your SSS and TIN number ready? So since I already have previous jobs before, so I already have these documents. So if ever that you don't have just yet, please make sure to process it. Okay, please. Number 19, tell me about your previous work experiences. So if you're a newbie, and you don't have previous work experience, just tell them honestly that you don't, but tell them that you've been in an organization, something like that. You have your OJT, tell them what you've done during your OJT, specifically if that is something related to the job you're applying for, something about like navigation of computer, talking to someone, like assisting someone or something like that. Okay, so basically if you don't have work experience, you don't end up like saying no, I don't have previous work experience. You tell them something about you that's related to a job, which is I told you already. Number 20 is why did you leave your previous job? So in case you're a newbie in a BPO industry but you used to work already in a non-BPO industry, then tell them what's the reason why you leave your previous job. But please don't badmouth your old employer, because if you will badmouth your old employer, then VSI will think that okay, this person will do the same in our company once this person left, so I won't hire this person. So it's best if you will just stress the best part of you being part of that company, and the reason why you left the company is because of career growth that you are aiming, career advancement, you're looking for a better you're looking for a greener pasture, as I always say, or something like you would like a more challenging environment and such. Okay. Number 21, how did you resign in those companies? Did you render or is it immediate? So they're like asking me, how did I resign? So in my case, all of the companies that I've worked with, I did resign, but those are immediate resignations. So I did not render. When you say render, by the way, you will be offering 15-day or 30-day work to the company. That is still paid until they got to look for someone to replace you. Oh, that's sad. But yes, that's what I did. So I am resigned, but that's immediate or irrevocable. Number 22, were you cleared in those companies? When you say were you cleared in those companies, meaning you should be able to get your certificate of employment. So in my case, I have my certificate of employment with those two previous companies that I've worked with. So I'm cleared. So if you're not cleared, probably you're AWOL or AWOL, a person with absence without official leave. So it's best if you're an AWOL, just don't tell them that you are. Otherwise, you won't proceed with a final interview. Trust me. 23. Why did you leave your previous job after 4 months? Why only 4 months? So they're really interested in me, and they're like asking a whole lot of questions about my previous employment. So yes, to be honest with you, I only worked at my previous job for only 4 months. Technically it's just 2 months or 1.5 months, because we are on lockdown at that time because of enhanced community quarantine, like March and April. And so that's just 2 months. I just told them that it's actually primarily because of the pandemic as well. And so I just tell them, and I was as honest as I could, and they accepted my reason for that. But again, I did not badmouth my old employer. Okay, that's why. Number 24. So there is a lot, guys. I hope you're still with me. Comment down below if you're still with me after 27 minutes. Number 24 is, do you have plans to go on vacation within the next 6 months, work abroad? So I already answered this question or gave you tips on how to nail this question. So I'll proceed with number 25. Okay. Wait, why is it? It's freezing. Okay, 25. What will be your reasons for you to leave the company? So, basically, what I told them is that right now, my main goal is to be part of the company, and so I don't have, or I'm not seeing any reason to leave the company. So that's just my answer, and they accepted it. And so I think that's a very good answer already. You can copy it. But yeah, just be honest. What's the reason why you leave the companies? It's like them asking you why did you left. So it's like greener pasture, all things that I told you a while ago. 26, we will be conducting background check. Are you okay with that? So you should always be comfortable with this one, because if not, then they might think that you're not really honest with yourself. So they'll investigate deeper. So basically, with background checking, they might visit your Facebook account. They might check your post. What kind of person is this? Or they might call the university where you studied to check whether you indeed graduated in that university, or whether you indeed work in the company that you included in your resume. So those are like the background checking that they've done. They're doing. 27, do you have any question for me? So this is the last question, and as I always say, please make sure that you always come up with an answer to this question, because hey, they ask you 27, they've asked you 42 questions, and at the end of the day, you don't have anything to ask them. So what I most of the time told them, if ever that I qualified for this job, when can I start? So that is the boldest part of me, like asking that bold question. But that is something that you can ask as well, so you would know whether you indeed nailed that interview or not. So in my case, I was told, or I was instructed, what would be the next step to be done, that I already passed this this interview, and I'm endorsed to final interview. So if I did not ask this question, then I wouldn't know, right? So yes, that's it. So let's proceed with the final interview. It's like a 40 or 50-minute video. How so long? So yes, tell me about yourself. Earlier I wasn't asked by this question, but during the final interview it will be asked to you. So just tell them your highest educational attainment, your name, of course, your age, and also the achievements that you've done in your life, your highest educational attainment, the reason why you're best fit for the position, and such. So I already created multiple videos about this. Please check it out. Or I'll also answer a question like this. Number 2, tell me about your previous work experience, which was asked to me a while ago as well, so I won't repeat it. Next is, why did you leave your previous job? What happened? So I still have to answer it over and over again. So it's like repeating questions all over again. So I already gave you tips, so I won't repeat it. Number 4 is, if you will be hired, how confident are we that you're not going to resign? Because this is them like asking me for an assurance that how confident are we? Because with my old jobs, it's like 8 months at Concentrix, and then 4 months with my other job. I won't tell you the name because it's non-BPO. So you're not going to resign. I just told them that at that time, I really am not thinking like long term. So but right now I'm more mature, and I'm thinking long term, and I would like to earn like promotions if that's possible. So that made them an assurance that okay, I won't leave the company for years. Number 5, will there be a reason for you to leave our company? As I always told them, the only thing, or my main goal, is to be part of this company. I'm not seeing any reason to leave the company. Because hey, my main goal is to be part of your company. Why would I think of leaving you guys, right? Number 6, are you willing to work on site? So this was asked to me, screening, interview, final interview. So I always say, yes, I am very much willing to work on site. Number 7, how do you handle conflict or complicated work? So this is the last question that was given to me. So again, in our job, it's kind of complicated. You have to deal with different type of person. They all have different type of attitude as well. Some are jolly, some are friendly, some are irate, some are not. So I just told them, like, you have to resolve the customer's issue, you have to pacify the customer, you have to relate, to empathize, to do everything that you can in order to give better customer service, right? So that's how you do it, and I nailed that question. So that's it, guys. I hope you're able to learn something out of this video. If yes, please give this a thumbs up. But by the way, we have a Facebook page named Nayumi Cee. Please visit that page. This is actually the page where you can send me direct message. You can like this page as well, please. That would help me a lot. Thank you. And yes, please share this video. Like this video if you liked it. If not, then thumbs up. It's a thumbs down. It's okay. Follow me in my social media account. Comment down below. I surely appreciate that. And when you subscribe to my channel, please make sure to turn on the notification bell button so you'll be updated with my upcoming uploads. Please make sure as well to stay tuned for part 2, 3, and 4 of this video. Okay? Alright, I'll see you again next time. This is Nayumi Cee. Love lots. Bye for now.